Well, hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us today. These are Blue Star Careers webinars for our members who are seeking to pivot careers, but also wrapping up the 2026 years. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very insightful conversation with my great colleague here, community collaborator. But just a reminder, these Blue Star Careers are designed to connect our members with job opportunities, partnerships, career pathways, while also raising awareness of the latest resources and connections we have in our community. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember, the neighborhood is where we have packed a lot of great resources for you to really explore at your own convenience. Today, we're excited to spotlight one of our key employer partners, T-Mobile, a company that is nationally recognized for its commitment to military families and military spouses, particular employment. I'm very excited and honored to welcome once again Lacey Craig, a champion for military connected talent, a leader within T-Mobile military recruiting initiatives, and she plays a key role of all the great advancement that has been taking place and shaping up T-Mobile friendliness in the workplace. So, Lacey, are you ready to get started?
Yeah. Hey, Laura. Thank you so much for having us today.
Absolutely. And would you like to just share a little intro for the audience who may not know a little bit more about you?
Yeah, of course. Well, my name is Lacey Craig. I'm a senior program manager on the military and partnership recruiting team here at T-Mobile. I've been with T-Mobile for almost 4 years now. I manage all of our partnership programs with the military organizations like Blue Star Families. I also run our fellowship program for both military spouses and transitioning service members. I am the proud daughter of a 38-year serving veteran. So I spent most of my life in a military family and very happy to be able to continue that work here at T-Mobile.
Absolutely. Like I say, team, she's a champion of our community, and we're so excited to dive into what T-Mobile has been working on for 2025, but also look ahead of 2026 and beyond, how we can all connect you if you're not aware yet of the higher initiative. So let's begin. What a great beat to welcome and a fantastic partner. And I'm talking about T-Mobile, who has continuously been recognized as a military friendly employer, investing so much in military spouse hiring pathways, remote work options, PCS friendly career mobility. I mean, oh, I can go on and on and on. And today I almost match colors so that hint, hint, Lacey Craig, when are you ready for us to join team up? But welcome once again. Thank you so much for joining me and taking time out of your busy schedule to give us an update. What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. I mean, we've been partners for such a long time, and I love, being here with you and being able to talk to our community about career opportunities and why T-Mobile is a great place to consider for a career. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. I have a
Sure.
couple things to share with everybody. All right. So I want to just jump into a little bit about why T-Mobile is a great place to consider to work. So one important thing to consider with any company is really what their mission and vision is. So our mission is to be the best in the world at connecting customers to their world. Our vision is to be number one in customer choice and customer hearts. What's cool is that employees are customers too. So when you work here, you get 75% off of your phone bill, which I don't know about all of you, but I have kids and spouse. And I feel like I have 10 phone lines on my account that I'm getting a discount for all the time. But this really means more than just going into a T-Mobile store and getting the latest iPhone. We really do pride ourselves on how we connect with our community. And, that comes along with the launch of our satellite services, our network service that's expanding into more rural areas, our Friday Night Lights, where we just celebrated a hometown football team and hometown school and their grant that they received from us. So we're always looking to be the best at connecting customers, no matter what the obstacle and no matter where they're located. But even more than that, I want to talk about ways that you can, or things to love about the opportunity with T-Mobile. I know a lot of people that I talk to are like, well, I've never worked with telecommunications, or I don't know how to work technology. And I always tell them, thank goodness I had a teenage daughter when I started working here, because she helped me operate my iPhone. I didn't even know how to recover like old pictures on my phone. I was oblivious to the technology piece. But T-Mobile has really capitalized on the skill sets that I was able to bring to the table, and then really help me with developing behind those technologies. So we have a lot of training programs for anybody that doesn't have that technology experience, that you can join an organization that's growing and thriving, and then really learn that technology piece. There are jobs obviously that require technology. So like if you want to go into our IT or cybersecurity teams, there is an element of knowledge that you have to bring to the table. However, I was just talking to one of our veteran hires that just got hired on with us about 6 months ago. He had experience in cybersecurity, but not to the extent that the team really was looking for. But they knew he had a potential. So they hired him and actually just paid for him to go to up leveling training a couple weeks ago, where T-Mobile paid for that experience for him. So we're very much about that training, engagement with technology. And on top of that, T-Mobile paid for me to get my master's degree a year and a half ago. They paid 100% of my degree. So I didn't have to worry about how am I going to pay for my daughter to go to college and get my own degree. They paid for that for me. So we have degree programs. We have new upskilling programs that are certification programs that you can take advantage of. And the people are amazing. So the people are actually what brought me to T-Mobile. Like Laura was saying, we've really advanced our work within the military community over just the past few years, and being able to bring ideas like paid PCS time off. So how many people would love to not have to take unpaid time or vacation time to do something that none of us have ever wanted to do, right? Like, I don't know that I've ever met somebody that's like, I love PCSing all the time, right? Unless you're going someplace cool, maybe it's a good experience, but it seems like it's always chaotic and at the worst time. So we will pay you for that move. And like Laura mentioned, our careers move with you. So, if you get into one of our retail mobile associate roles, which is, oops, I'm sorry, I went too fast. In our retail stores. So we have thousands of retail stores across the country. Let's say you start in one of those retail stores, you get PCS'd to another location. We will actually help you with the transfer to that other location. So you don't have to quit your job. You don't have to worry about finding another job. That's the last thing that you should have to worry about when you're getting orders to move. And the same thing with our account associate or roles within our customer call center. Our customer call center is very similar to our retail stores. The difference is that you're going to be helping customers behind the scenes. So customers that call into T-Mobile's phone lines, also our virtual retail. So if you go to T-Mobile.com, you're searching around, a bot pops up on the screen. That's going to be a real person that you're talking to. So that's our virtual retail team. All of these jobs move with you. So we have 24 call centers across the country. If you PCS to a location where there's not a call center, we have had account associates that then have transferred to our retail stores as mobile associates, and then vice versa. And then again, some of our call center roles, we have been able to support remote work after the person has already been been with us for a little bit if they PCS. And then we have our T-Mobile for Business. So if you're looking for a role also that can grow with you, that you can take with you. I just was talking to a military spouse actually a couple weeks ago that came in as an account executive, oversees some of our large business accounts. And she PCS'd from the West Coast over to the East Coast. And that team was able to support her transfer in the same role, doing the same thing, just obviously supporting different customers because she's on a different coast. So if you're looking to get your foot in the door in our direct business to business sales, we have sales teams that support small business, large business, government, federal, all kinds of different landscapes, K through 12 education. If you're a military spouse that has an education background, we are always looking for individuals that have a background with education that we can teach how to sell, because the important part of these roles is the relationships, understanding the community that you're serving. So we're always looking for folks that have that level of experience. And then the last roles is our corporate positions. So we have roles in a variety of different positions, which is why I always tell people, don't think that you have to just be in a technology-based role to work for T-Mobile. We have a lot of support functions as well. So human resources, we have corporate communications, finance, marketing, legal, you name it. And we have more than one headquarters location. So we have 5 main headquarters locations in Bellevue, Washington, Frisco, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Overland Park, Kansas, and Herndon, Virginia. However, we have remote business offices in other areas. So my closest office is in Irvine, California. We have some in Chicago, New York, Cleveland. So there are other offices that you might actually be able to work out of if it is an office-based role. And then again, some of these positions are able to move to virtual positions as well. So let's say you're interested in a role. How do you apply? How do you land that job? Well, make sure that when the application launches, if you see a role that's live, you get on applying, because most of our applications are only live for 3 to 5 days. Some of them could be live for longer than that, just depending on how many applicants we get and the qualifications that we're seeing for those roles. But make sure that you apply. If you, I will share my LinkedIn on the next screen, but make sure that you're catering your application to that role. Do not apply with a generic resume. While we do not use AI to screen out applications, it is still really important that you're hitting on all of the skill sets or qualifications that they're looking for in that job. Do not forget to add your volunteer experience or unpaid work experience, education experience, any of those things that are relevant and applicable to the job, because it's really important that you showcase how you would be a really great fit for that job. Don't worry about paid work gaps. You do not put your salary on your resume. So that's something that you can discuss with a recruiter if it gets to that point, but do not be afraid to put unpaid work experience so that you're a better fit for that job. The recruiter will screen your resumes and then do a screening call if you're a candidate that they want to move forward with the manager. The manager then reviews the resumes, and then you're set up for an interview if you're chosen to move forward in the process. The timeline on these jobs vary depending on the hiring manager. So if you have not received a rejection email, you're still in consideration for the role. So don't worry. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than others to hear about a position. So if you apply and it's a week or 2 later, don't be discouraged. They could be still considering your application. And if you're interested in learning more, I have a couple of really great links on here. So I have our careers link on here if you want to see what our open positions are. We have about 900 open positions right now. We will have a lot more after the holidays, after the first of the year. We also have our military careers page that I included the link for, as well as my LinkedIn. So if you want to stay connected, check out more about the roles that we talked about today, these are the great links that you can go to. All right, Laura, we're back to you.
All right. Thank you so much. That was such a great, insightful information. So much to know. I do have a couple of questions for you that you mentioned when we were going through this. And then, of course, how you get it, how individuals can get a hold of you and connect with you. Please post any questions you have. We will make sure that we respond to you as soon as we're done with this. We'll send you all more feedback. I'm going to remove this now, real quick. There we go. Now, you mentioned during the presentation you had someone overseas. I know that's usually a very a very sort of a touch request from some of our members for overseas employment. Is that an opportunity that you guys offer? Do you accommodate? How does that work with T-Mobile?
That is something that we're actually looking into in 2026, and we're going to come on that. That's something we have not been able to support in the past, but that we are looking to be able to support in 2026. So we have some new site locations that we're expanding to Oconus. So stay tuned for that as we unveil that next year.
Awesome, thank you. And then also you mentioned something you list all the sites where you offered the corporate sites, but also remote work policy. Explain to us a little bit more. How does that work for current or future military spouse employment employees? Yeah.
Yeah, great question. So, if you are a military spouse that is currently located outside of where the job posting says that they're hiring for, I always encourage you to connect with me and reach out because I can always ask the recruiter if the hiring team is open to different locations or remote work options. So, a lot of our roles will not be posted that say remote work options, although we are working on revamping our military careers page to be able to include that so that military spouses know when they go to apply that it's a remote eligible role. For the time being, though, if you see a role that you're interested in, connect with me. I will go back to the hiring team and ask them if they're open to remote exceptions for the job. Now, if you're a current employee and you PCS outside of those areas, that's when you work together with your hiring manager and the HR team to be able to either transfer to a different office location or see if we can transfer that role to remote.
So, what is it like to work with you directly? What would be the best practice or the best etiquette to approach you? Because you're not a hiring manager, you're not a recruiter, you're more of a broker, the middle person navigating, supporting us. So, explain to us your role. How does it work working with you and connecting with you? So, if we go to LinkedIn, I see this, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to reach out to her today and say, give me a job. How should I approach you?
Great question. So send me a message on LinkedIn. I will respond to everybody's messages. Sometimes it just might take me a couple days, depending on the volume of messages that I've received from folks. But send me a message. Let me know the role that you're interested in. I can go back to the hiring team and talk to them about location exceptions or remote exceptions, and then have you apply. If it's a role that you are very, very excited about, do not wait to hear back from me to apply. Apply and then message me so that I can help follow up on your application. But I would hate to have you miss the opportunity if I'm out of office or have a day off or something. I really want to make sure that candidates don't miss the opportunity to apply to those roles.
Awesome. Thank you for clarifying that. And then, but your job is not to find us a job. You're just to delegate or perhaps explore a little bit further the details of what T-Mobile, the status of the role, perhaps, right?
Yeah, and I can definitely help. So if, someone's unsure of what a job means or, they say, I think that this is what I want, corporate lingo can be a little confusing. Even roles internally, I'm like, what does that position do? What does that team do? So I am more than happy to explain what the different teams are and different roles and stuff like that. But yes, you're correct. I don't necessarily have the capacity to find the career, but I can very easily give some suggestions based on what I know about the company and what I learned about the candidate and their experience.
And I'm going to share the portal where you can go as well as a candidate and explore more job opportunities if you're looking, and this is just a good message and a good just tip for all military spouses who are looking, or service members, anyone who's looking for a job, fall in love with a company that is obviously like T-Mobile. It's been voted the friendliest places to work in the last couple of few years. They're unstoppable, hiring and promoting so many activities. So if this is a culture that really resonates with you, they have so many different programs where you can get your foot in the door. My particular thing will be is set up a job alert, set up an opportunity of where you what kind of you can go here, you can search for jobs, and then get to know more about everything else, the multiple areas that you can really know more about, and where you can see yourself. There's different seasons in our life, if I may say that, right? And I'm sure Lazy would agree with me. There's many seasons in your life that you can do a job perhaps today because of your life commitment, but that doesn't mean you are not qualified, or perhaps in 3 or 4 years your schedule changes up, your kids go to school, you have more availability, you can actually go full-time in person, you can actually do all kinds of things, travel, but the company has been there to support you, and they have laid out a whole list of great services and benefits that has definitely backed up just the entire thing.
Yeah,
Am I correct?
absolutely. 100%. And, we have a military spouse that actually did a webinar with, I think, Hiring Our Heroes last month, named Rona. She came in as an account associate at our call center. She's been with us for over 10 years. And with every PCS, she's actually not only moved, but she's had promotion opportunities as her kids have gotten older. And like you said, her schedule's become more flexible. And now she's a manager overseeing a whole department at the call center. So not only can we move with you, but like you can actually grow your career, which is huge.
Absolutely. And then I think in a lot of military spouses, especially as you go through your season career, now we know that, we are a little bit more later in catching up towards retirement, other benefits. And so even though we had some good benefits as a result of our spouses, there's still, it cannot beat having full employment with a great company that really backs you up and has all kinds of, always looking for ways to reinforce better policies. So anyway, please type your comments in the type your comments, type your questions. We'll come back to you, but I don't want to make this super long because I know Ms. Craig has a lot of great applicants to review. And those of you who are watching this in the neighborhood, just so that you know, we do have here under the event section a portion, an event link right here where you can actually, we do this every other month. We post this so that you can add your name. When you put your name on it, we collect leads, and then we'll send you the final link for T-Mobile, which you already saw it anyways. But we offer support. We offer for you to come to our member Q&A so we can help you and then discuss a little bit further the opportunities that you're trying to get into, and so that you're not alone, and we can then team up. And then when you do respond and you of course interact, and I say those send those leads to Lacey so that she can be aware that you might be reaching out or that you are interested in T-Mobile. So you're not alone. This is the change for you to take charge and dream big for 2026. So, Lacey, before we wrap up, any 2026 goal plans, something that we can help and support?
Yeah, so looking to expand our hiring initiatives outside of just the United States to be able to support OCONUS military spouses is great. Continuing the military fellowship program and direct hire. So if you find a job, don't be scared. Do not be intimidated. Apply to that job, reach out, connect, network, follow up, because we truly are here to help support you in your career ambitions.
Wonderful. I love that. Thank you so much. And thank you for you taking the time to do this. But before I go, can I ask you, just out of curiosity, what does it feel like to be one of the friendliest places to work?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's a super proud moment for me because spending most of my life in a military family, I always said my dad's service time, I think, would be disrespected if I ever worked for a company that didn't really honor and take care of our military families, not just veterans, but military spouses and dependents. So it makes me feel really proud, and it makes me feel like I'm continuing to help serve those that have and are serving us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Once again, thank you everyone for joining and supporting today. If you have any further questions, please reach out. Otherwise, have a great rest of your week. Happy
Thank you,
holidays.
everyone.
Bye.